Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a very special live video that I'm doing today. I'm very delighted to say I'm joined by Tina, and we're going to, as you can see across the bottom of the screen, we're going to talk about the Northern Affinity and the Micro Business Mentor Club collaboration. So before I go on and we start talking about this, probably best to introduce yourself, Tina, and then we'll go from there.
Good morning, Mike, and thanks for inviting me. And it's very exciting, isn't it? I think this started from an introduction on Twitter, I think it was, by Michelle Cohen, who said you guys should chat, and we did. And we did a chat show when I was in Spain in May. And then here we are now, having worked over the summer to create our collaboration for our members. So I'm Tina Bowden. I am a micro business specialist and the micro business mentor. I'm third generation self-employed, and I am in my 33rd year of self-employment, owning my own businesses. I did have a very brief spell of employment at the end of my 30s, but it didn't last, and it's official. I'm unemployable. I have run businesses, property lettings and management, hospitality, retail, property development, most of them customer facing, most of them focusing very much on the customer service. And for 10 years, until January this year, I campaigned nationally with a gentleman called Tony Robinson, OBE, through Microbiz Matters, the Microbiz Matters movement, to make life in micro business better. And actually, when Tony and I started in 2012, the terminology micro business was hardly used, and it became more and more popular. And now look at it, it's used all the time. And a micro business is a business that employs 0 to 9 and turns over less than 2 million annually, which, as most micro businesses know, they would like to turn over 2 million totally in their lifetime. Yeah. So now I work to ensure the well-being of the micro business owner and their business is as good as it can be, because actually one severely impacts the other, whichever way around it is. And I have an online subscription mentoring club, the Micro Business Mentor Club, that I launched in April, which is all about helping micro business owners. And we have peer mentoring sessions once a month. We have an online community. But what my members wanted was something that was more face-to-face. Enter Mike Edwards and the Northern Affinity. Let's tell them who you are, Mike.
Yeah, it's probably a good point, because obviously often when I do these videos, I'm very much focused on the guest, which is the case today, but also I'm aware there might be people watching this who haven't come across us before, and obviously have come to this through yourself, Tina. So I'm Michael Edwards, started Northern Affinity. It was actually our 3rd birthday literally last week, so we just over 3 years now we've been going. And what we do is we've got a business community, probably guessed by the name, spread across the north of England. But we've been growing through the last 3 years. And one of the things we focus on is getting people together physically, which obviously at certain points over the last few years has not always been possible. But if we haven't been able to do it physically, we've obviously used a lot of online platforms, which have been great. And we still do bits of that. But the main thing is around getting people together in person, in collaborative formats as well, not kind of transactional. It's about people getting to know each other and like kind of building organic networks, rather than just kind of, like I said, that transactional element sometimes that you can experience. So bringing people together to build relationships, get to know each other, and wherever that leads to, and that's very much our focus. So yeah, for us, Tina, that's kind of, I guess we are almost, for myself, most of the people in the Northern Affinity would fall under that kind of description that you give as a micro business. Not everybody, but the majority. So we're kind of working with the same people on the whole. We have very similar values and very similar aims, but we're just doing it in different ways. And
we do have some of the same members, and I know that because when I was first introduced to you, and I didn't really, we hadn't met and we hadn't chatted, and then suddenly I found that some of the members of the Micro Business Mentor Club were also members of the Northern Affinity. And I am very much about micro business, community and collaboration. Those are my 3 key areas of work. And as you say, we very quickly learned from chatting that we had very similar values. And I think the one thing that we both know is that actually you've got to do things differently than they have been done traditionally. And I think that's where it's important. I know that my members wanted to be able to work face to face with people. In a co-working space, you have those days they wanted to attend events. As you and I chatted about, because I was in Spain when I spoke to you in May, and I'm all about the work-life blend and being able to work from wherever I am. I don't talk about work-life balance, because have you ever tried to stand on one leg, and swap to the other leg? That is a nightmare, that whole balance thing, especially when you're 54 like I am and menopausal. I mean, that's way out the window. So I talk about work-life blend and bringing it all together. And I wanted to give that opportunity to the members of the Micro Business Mentor Club to have that those co-working days, to have those events to attend. Enter Mike Edwards.
Absolutely. And obviously you mentioned there the kind of shared contacts and people we know. I'm just having a quick look then on the people who are watching this live at the moment. I haven't really mentioned that. We're live on LinkedIn and Twitter and on our YouTube page as well. But quite a few people that we both know on there. So if anyone is watching, if you've got questions as we are going, or just comments, or just say hi, feel free to stick it in the chat box, and we'll see that as we're chatting. We're going to be on for about another 10 minutes or so, aren't we, with Tina? But so absolutely, as you've just mentioned there, things like the co-working days for us is something we wanted to do for a while, but kind of, as I touched on earlier, has not always been possible due to various restrictions and everything like that. And we started it just over a year ago now, and it's been a huge part of what we do as we move forward. It's given people who are maybe on the whole working from home or maybe isolated the opportunity to come, and it doesn't have to be an event that you are going to as such, but it's just an environment where you're surrounded by like-minded people, and people turn up to these events, and some people turn up and they will stick their headphones on and get on, and they just like being around other people for the day, and they don't even have to particularly get involved with anything. There's other people, and this is me, who ends up barely opening the laptop and just going around chatting to people all day. And most people do something in between those two things on those days, but it kind of shows people can take from it what they need to take from it, and that's always been the point, really. And it's giving those people, and it's very much the people in your group, Tina, I know that are by and large who use these days, because they don't have that day-to-day interaction. Now, I know we both joked about previously about being in employed world and it not being for us. But there are some benefits, as much as we know, there is some benefits to that and that. And I've done it. I did it for a number of years, and it's nice being in that office type environment sometimes. And that's what we're trying to create, and obviously giving that opportunity both to the people in the Northern Affinity, but as we move forward to the people in the Micro Business Mentor Club as well.
Yeah, and so I'm going to be joining the Northern Affinity. You're going to be joining the Micro Business Mentor Club. So the beauty of that will be that we can both see how the other things work, and I'm really looking forward to that. And my offer to your members is to run a monthly peer mentoring session for members of the Northern Affinity, based on different themes over the next 12 months. And they will then also get access. So that'll be for 10 members. It'll be a first come, first served basis. And they will get an opportunity then to become part of the online community. The platform, we use a different platform to the Northern Affinity. So that online community, access to the workshops that we run. And then the members of the Micro Business Mentor Club will get to come along to, you tell me a little bit more about what they'll get.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got we host a number of different types of events for the Northern Affinity. Some are just for traditionally, should I say, just for our partners, and some are kind of more open events. But what we'll be giving as part of this for anyone in the Micro Business Mentor Club could come along to up to 3 of the co-working days that we have on a quarterly basis. That is, should I say? So there's quite a few. So pretty much one a month. They're very welcome to come along to those. and also an opportunity to get involved in our main event. And I have to keep stopping myself saying monthly event because we've just moved it from monthly for various reasons. I won't bore people on that now, but we do that 5 times a year. The next one is the end of this month in September. So we've got 2 more this year, end of September and end of November. That's the event is basically it's a morning. We'll have 2 or 3 speakers. We'll have bits of people coming together. We're actually doing a bit of kind of not group coaching is maybe the wrong word, but bringing people together to kind of help and support each other as a community, because that's what we've got. And that why not use that power and all that expertise and knowledge and skills that we've got in the group. So all the people in the Micro Business Mentor Club will be invited along to come to that. And obviously I'll be passing those details to Tina. Obviously you can contact me directly as well if you want to get involved, but we'd love to meet people. And that's very much what we've always been about. The Northern Affinity actually is that outwardly looking as well view of the world. Let's get more and more people involved in whatever capacity that may be, because it's nice to meet new people, and we want
it's
and we want to see that.
It's not just nice, it's important as well, because it keeps our networks fresh. It gives us access, thanks to Michelle. I mean, I met Michelle through my friend Mandy, who we now do the Be More Mandy campaign for. Thanks to Michelle, I've been introduced to you and other people. I've also really interested in Mary Scott's. So there's different things that Mary Ann Scott's visibility scope, and there's different things that I've seen because just from that connection, and that's what's important. And we will be hosting different chat shows, panel discussions within the Micro Business Mentor Club, and I'm hoping to draw on some of your members to get involved with that. And I know there's other opportunities that you're going to be doing, Mike, as well. So it's really, really exciting that this is happening. And the thing is with the Micro Business Mentor Club, this is open to any micro business owner worldwide, really. And I appreciate that this is for, the Northern Affinity for the North of England, but the majority of our members are Northern.
Absolutely. We just had a quick question from Vicky, actually. I'll flick it up. It's probably for me to answer, really. So thanks for the comment anyway, by the way, Vicky. But employed as part of a small team in the UK, would it be okay to you absolutely would be. You've been very, very welcome to come along to one of the co-working days. I will, once we finish this, Vicky, I'll send you a message with more details. So we'd love to get involved, absolutely. So thank you for that. Is there anything else that you want to cover in terms of people getting involved, Tina?
So I think that we're going to be sharing some details out to our members over the coming days. It's just that fine detail that we just need to sort out.
The boring stuff is what you're saying.
Yeah, I wanted to say the boring stuff, but I don't want to give that impression that I think it's really boring. And like we both do, Mike. So we've got to just get those. You'll be able to register through different platforms, and we'll share that information with our members, and then they can get involved. They can ask questions. They can find me on Twitter at MicroBizGirl or the Micro Biz Club. They can find me on Instagram, the Micro Business Mentor or the Micro Business Mentor Club. They can find me on LinkedIn, Tina Bowden, and the Micro Business Mentor Club. We don't have a Facebook page. We did have, but actually we're finding that wasn't really generating anything. It was like tumbleweed. So we brushed the tumbleweed to one side and we're focusing on the other stuff.
Strangely enough, and it's a slightly different subject, but yeah, we're not dissimilar with that. We still do have our Facebook page, but to be honest, Instagram is a much better platform for us. So all we do is post on Instagram and it automatically goes onto our Facebook page, but it's not the greatest, but it sounds something else we've got in common there.
Yeah, and I think that's interesting. Those sort of discussions help others understand, and I think you and I we've got we'll maybe spend regular times chatting like this, Mike, to help our members understand a little bit more.
Absolutely, and it's the power of collaboration, isn't it? Because we've both, like I said, we've talked about that we've got some people who are in both groups, but we've also got a lot of people who are only in one or the other, and so bringing us together adds a lot of value to them. More expertise, more knowledge, more skills. It's good for me, it's good for you, and it's good for everybody else. So it's kind of. I believe the phrase is no-brainer.
It is a no-brainer, and I think the one interesting thing for me is that you and I have both taken time out this summer to step back and reassess, refocus on what we've been doing, and without us really knowing that that's what each of us doing. And I think it's all of that coming together with people with similar values, similar expertise, similar interests, and that is what I believe the Micro Business Mentor Club and the Northern Affinity has.
I agree completely, Tina. I agree completely. So yeah, like I said, we'll be getting out more details to people over the coming days. And the thing about this is it's not a static thing. I hope I'm not speaking out of term here, Tina. When we'll probably start with something, see how that goes, and it'll evolve over time because there might be better and more things we can do. We just haven't got to that point where we've realised it yet. But we will at some point, and obviously that might come from other people that within the groups as well. So. It's a starting point where we are at now, and hopefully it'll kind of grow and develop as we move forward.
Maybe we could have some co-working days by the sea where I am in Scarborough. So yeah, we could throw some surf lessons in as well with Dexter's. That would be great fun.
Yeah, I might not do one in like November. I'll be honest, Tina. I might have to wait till like July for that one.
Yeah, well, okay, I understand. It's beautiful in Scarborough in November. It's always sunny. It is today.
I'll take your word for it.
Oh, great to chat. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Tina. Obviously, thank you. I know we've had quite a few people watching, which has been great. If anyone wants, obviously, I'm sure Tina will agree. If anyone wants to message us privately and got any questions or any thoughts, please do. But we'll be getting more stuff out to the relevant people in the coming days.
We will.
Thanks very much, Tina. Thank you, and have a good day, everybody.